Welcome to the summary of Freya's week 2 post TPLO. I'll be going through her progress and also the exercises that we're doing. So week 2 has been so much better than week 1. Obviously, we no longer need the trazodone, so that's less tablets that she needs, and again, no more antibiotics either because we finished those. And like I mentioned, it is really hard to give her the tablets. And I emailed the vet about it, and they did mention that either with the gabapentin or the paracetamol is I can actually add some liquid and then use a syringe. So like the meloxicam, which is just so much easier to give her. I haven't done that yet, but definitely something to consider. And if you're in a similar position and your dog's not tolerating the tablets, regardless how many different types of foods you try and hide it in, then definitely chat to your vet about maybe making a tablet into a liquid. And also, interestingly, week 2, she's really been lying a lot more on her operated leg, which is very unlike what I experienced with Kibba. Kibba would usually lie on his good leg so that the operated leg was facing upwards. So that's just a little bit different, and that might just be because she's more comfortable. Sometimes just lying on that side, it's just a bit of added pressure and adds stability, and she just likes it that way, which is fine. Like, she wouldn't lie in that position if she wasn't comfortable. So even last week we could have started with daily walks, but because our week 1 was just so difficult, we didn't do that. But thankfully now in week 2 we're doing that. We're doing 5 minutes a day, which is in addition to the little kind of walks that she does for her potty breaks. Also, I've noticed just so much better weight bearing, which is such a relief. She's taking slower and bigger steps, and that means that she's putting her body weight through that operated leg more, unlike a shorter kind of quick step that she was doing before, which is a way to kind of get off, on and off the leg quicker. But now she's doing it slower and bigger, which means she's tolerating it better, which is fantastic. And now we're able to add some extra exercises into the mix. She is tiring easily, but that's okay. We just do less more frequently during the day. So last week we did some passive range of motion, and what I've been doing this week isn't so much the passive range, but by rubbing her thigh, she has been just naturally extending that knee. And so instead of me picking up her leg and moving it, what is more comfortable for her is just being kind of rubbed on the thigh, and she just instinctively extends the leg, which is great because I want that knee extension. Like we mentioned last week, the more that they lie with their knee bent, it can get stiff if they're not stretching it out fully. So this is why range of motion is really important. In this case, it's active range of motion because she's doing it herself, unlike last week was passive range of motion, which is when I was doing it for her. We can also do some weight shifting. So using a treat, you can guide the treat towards that operated side so that she kind of leans on that side to grab the treat. Here with my left hand, I'm just stabilizing her chest just so that she's not moving her paws as much, which means that instead of leaning to get the treat, she'll just move her paws, which we don't want that. I want her to be leaning through that left side. Then we've introduced some new exercises, which is the a tour. So that's guiding her so that her 2 front paws are up onto a step, and that you can see there her paw isn't actually on the floor. So in this instance, she's not weight bearing a great deal, but it's still really good to get these exercises started as early as possible, for depending on the comfort of your dog, so that they can get used to the movement of the exercise, and the increased weight bearing will come with it. And something that's really difficult, which I would have loved to do earlier, but towards the end of week 2, we have introduced a rear leg lift. So that is when you lift the other leg up so that she's mainly weight bearing on the other 3 paws, predominantly, that left rear leg. And so I would use, I have my hand under her foot and I would lift it up. I did do it relatively quickly for her, but we hope that as she progresses, I'll be able to hold it up for longer so that she's kind of balancing longer on her other paws. But for now, because she's still really having difficulty weight bearing, I just want her to get the feel of just a quick kind of lean on that side, let go, lean on that side, let go. So that's what I'm doing there. So they're just a few exercises that you can be doing with your dog if you are also at week 2 post-op. If you'd like a full 8-week guide, which has 6 exercises per week and how to progress them and the videos, and it's only available for $47. And that means that you can have rehab for less than $6 a week. So it's like a cup of coffee a week that you can be substituting to give rehab to your dog, and not needing to do long travels and costly vet visits, rehab vet visits. That might be difficult. And you can start it at any time. So even if your dog is months down the track, but they're still not as strong as you'd like them to be, you can still use these exercises. I would start at week 1 because that's like the most basic exercises, just to get them learning the movements that you want, and then you just progress. And so instead of doing like week 1, you might just spend a few days on week 1 exercises and then go to week 2 and spend a few days doing week 2 and then move to week 3, depending on the ability of your dog. But they're just really good exercises to help strengthen that operated limb, but also the contralateral limb, the other limb, so that we can decrease the possibility of that tear happening as well. So thanks for joining me for Freya's week 2, and if you have any questions, let me know. I'll see you later.